All right, here we go. I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
Yeah, I'm Jeffrey.
And after updates and whatnot, we're back.
And hopefully the show survives this time.
So this one is called Episode 270 Redo. So, yeah.
How far along were we in it? An hour and a half or
And,
so?
oh, God, like an hour and 45 minutes.
Oh.
We were like 5 minutes from wrap. So, when we got the blue screen of death.
It was the best show ever. Like, this was...
It was. You guys missed
won an
everything.
award.
Yeah,
Like,
so
we actually
argued,
had our
we
shit
fought,
together.
We talked
It was-
about secret stuff at work,
Yep.
all kinds of stuff.
Everything
So,
everything could be
yeah.
revealed was revealed.
Yeah, called everybody out. We needed to be called out by name. So,
And you all missed it?
Yep.
yep.
Did you guys watch the vice president thing?
I watched a chunk of it. I watched Matt Taibbi and Walter Kern make fun of it the entire night.
I thought it was
enough.
a good
So-
debate. Like, they were civil. They were...
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was exchange of ideas. It was... I was happy to actually, like, listen to it.
It was way better than the presidential one.
Yes!
Well, I don't know. The moderators were, I mean...
They were annoying.
They made fucking David, what's his name?
David Muir.
David Muir look like fucking Walter Cronkite.
Oh, God. They were annoying.
At least, and again, this is something that I do respect, they got called out on it.
They did, by J.D. Vance.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you that, so when you say it's good, yes, it was civil. And respectful, but it was exceptionally one-sided as far as I'm
Oh,
concerned.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I think that was
This
basically
was-
the consensus today. So,
No, it depends on where you're going.
So, like, I try and stay center as much as I can, and, like, most of the guys that I were watching today were like, yeah, that's bullshit. So, and then they were all laughing at Rachel Maddow for calling it a complete blowout.
Well, CNN's all after thing said that it was like a top. People thought it was... Vance had a little bit better...
51-49
Yeah.
is what they
On
said.
CNN.
And so if that's at CNN...
Go over to
that's-
MSNBC, buddy. Yeah.
Oh, it
so,
was
yeah, or you
lopsided.
can watch the hive mind, booze about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I do wish that they would just accept what happened in the last election. Like, stop just making that an issue.
It's an issue because they insist on
They
making it one.
refuse to just let
leave
it
it alone.
go.
And
I
the
wish they
same
would
thing with
just
January
let it
6th.
go.
Nobody cares about it anymore.
Unless you keep just saying... I get it, you can feel that way, but come on, just do the smart thing and just
It's 3 years ago.
let
go.
it go.
Yeah.
Well, who are you saying to let it go?
The media.
No, Vance, Trump,
Okay, so I was...
I'm saying, guys, be smart. Just, I get what you guys feel and how you guys feel and all that stuff. You could be right, you could be wrong.
We'll never know now.
Just let it go. Move on. You're gonna win this one if you just let these things go and don't let them stew over it anymore. But
Well, don't let the media keep baiting you into
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
you're wasting time. You're wasting time with having to answer these questions over and over again, and your answers are not quality answers. So.
See, that's the... You know what? I understand what you're saying. I just don't think you can. I don't think you're in the position to do that. I don't think that... I actually think it's more politically damaging to not stick with it.
Well, you could just say, I don't think that everything played out fairly, but we followed every path that we could through the law. They want to say that it's over. We're definitely not going to be changing anything now, so we're just putting the past in the past, and we're going to this one.
So I would say we're just not pursuing it anymore.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm worried about the next election. not this
Whether
one.
I think it was wrong or whether I think things didn't happen, however it was, it doesn't have any weight on anything any longer.
Well, Will, I agree with you. And what's weird is to me, it seems like the reason that you'd hang on to that is so they can't flip that on you. But the fact of the matter is, the mainstream media is going to ding you for whatever you say, right? Here's the thing: is if you're saying it politically like that, where you like exactly what you're saying, where it's like, you know what, hey, we pursued the avenues. I still, feel exactly how I feel, but I got to focus on 2024 instead of 2020.
Trump said that a couple times. So,
Right.
I've heard him say things that are similar to that a couple times.
But like they asked Vance a straight up question, like
they got him in front of a national audience. Of course, you're going to ask that.
yeah,
So-
and he wouldn't have a clear answer. Like
Yeah.
it's just, guys, make up your straight up answer you're going to give for this question. That's it.
Well, I'm sure they had something in the can. He just fumbled it a little bit. So
Well, he gave, as far as I'm concerned, he gave a fairly decent answer to it, but
Yeah.
it was a non-answer. But I wouldn't expect anything else. The truth is, either answer that you give is either like we're pursuing it to the end, or you're saying like we've let it go. NBC is still going to ride your ass for
Yeah,
it,
just-
right.
But
So
you've got this. If you say
Yeah.
the same answer every time, then they can't keep asking it.
well, even if you say like, "Hey, we're done talking about it," they're going to the headline is going to be Dodge's answer again. That's what they wrote this morning.
well, yeah, and that's what they're going to do.
Because
so
he
you just
did
take a hit and
dodge
move
the answer.
on, man.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
He got a straight up yes/no question, and it. Well, I mean, of course they're going to call them out, and yet if they ask them straight
it's
yes/no
ass.
questions,
It's
then
fucking embarrassing.
would you like to respond to that?
But
Senator,
all in
you're
all,
out of time. So,
That
Governor,
was-
would you like more time?
It was great answers. It was good, like back and forth. Like I thoroughly enjoyed the debate. I was like, wow, this is cool.
I was half-heartedly paying attention to it. So,
I only planned to watch for like 10 minutes,
you watch the whole thing?
and they just kept talking. And I was
nice.
like, oh, wow, Vance is sharp.
It was,
Like,
yeah.
I was like, damn, dude, you.
Yeah, no, he's not the idiot that I thought he was.
Whoa!
So, he's
I was
better than
way
I thought.
mistaken on that.
Yeah, he
Well,
was sharp.
I started turning on that one. I saw an interview, of course, that he had with Dana Bash about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
Where he just stopped. He's like, "All right, I have to pause you right here." It's like, listen, if you're going to keep interrupting me, right? It's like we're just not going to get anywhere. okay?
Yeah.
No, we can talk about these things, and that's fine because this is supposed to be an interview. So if you want to talk to me, no problem. Let me go ahead and finish the answer here, and we'll go ahead and discuss it from there. But otherwise, we're just not going to make it forward here. And she's nodding like an idiot, and eventually she does. Eventually she backs off. She's like, "Yeah, no problem." Right?
Yeah, she did.
But I mean, that's the thing is, I had this perception of him before as kind of like this jock douchebag. Truth,
I thought he was a boob.
well, yeah, there was that.
Came across that because he was just sound bites.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Just that's what he was.
And some dickhead, some idiot from Hollywood yesterday was like, this guy comes across as every like rich bully that you saw in high school. And then here's the thing: is
It takes one to know one, buddy. Just wait till your P. Diddy tape comes out.
well, this is the thing: he says this thing, and of course, like the first 10 comments are like, "Yeah, you're right. That's hilarious." Yeah, he's like, he comes across as the rich villain in every John Hughes film, and then
Because he has a beard.
the eyeliner thing. But
The guy liner is pretty. It's pretty pronounced, man. When you get him under lights,
it's weird. It's weird.
his wife says that's just natural.
That's just how it works.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just how it works.
But-
so,
But then the next 1,500 comments are, you understand that this guy actually was raised dirt poor by his grandmother, right?
he wrote a book about it.
And wrote a book about it and went to college based off of, serving in the military. So, fuck you. Right? Here's the thing is there's something amazing going on with this cycle, and every passing day, we get closer to this. Every passing day, another bitch-ass celebrity throws their hat on the Harris side, and every passing day that blows up in their face because people are like, we don't like you. We don't make our decisions based off of what you fucking idiots think. The fact that the Taylor Swift thing didn't move the needle positively for the Harris campaign, and that I really honestly think that those guys talked it out. I think they've been saying, like, when is a good time to reveal that you're part of this? Because she was adamantly part of the Biden campaign before with the cookies and all that other dumb shit. Because that's the thing is, like, when have you been waiting to do this? Why does she do this after the debate? Why does she release this, at
Yeah,
certain
that
times?
was probably.
This
planned.
is all scripted. And I think they were thinking, like, this is going to move the needle. Not at all. It worked against them. And there's no higher celebrity than that right now.
No.
Okay?
Yeah.
Especially with the demographic of white women that they're trying to capture. And it didn't work for them.
Yeah, they're too young though, man. So
Well, and frankly, these are the people who, especially the young ones, they're the ones least likely to show up on election day. and
yeah,
actually
exactly. You're building your house on shaky ground. And that, like, a lot of people have been pointing that out in some respects about, the demographic shifts, and it's not really it's not a male, female, it's not black, white thing. It's rich versus poor. And whether or not you actually went to school. So, and that's the one, there's just not that many of them for her to build a decent campaign out of it. So it doesn't surprise me that they probably did gain. I mean, she went out and immediately got, what was the guy that got Obama elected? David Plouffe. So right away. So
How do you pronounce that?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's a good strategist. I mean, he knows what he's doing. So, I wouldn't be surprised if they gave some of that stuff out. But some of the shows that I've been watching lately, man, they're bringing on a lot of guys who probably wouldn't have voted for Donald Trump before. Who are kind of like, yeah, So it's the poison rather than the one that you want to find out about. Yeah.
And do you think all the dock strikes and all this stuff is going to just...
That'll be solved in a day. So,
Isn't this day 2 already?
okay.
Today's day 1.
I
Is
think
it
today
day
is
one?
day 1.
think today is day
I'd be
one,
surprised
but-
if that lives through the weekend. So,
I don't know. They're asking for ridiculous.
It's like double.
Well, yeah, like
80%
70%
more?
increases.
And
I mean,
no automation. And
Ever, right? Because
I'm like,
that,
what
yeah.
the
yeah.
like, dude, you guys don't want to do some of this stuff. Like,
Well, I mean, it's funny because you're like, so you're saying that we can't automate hard physical labor, but you're saying we can automate poetry, right? And this is the thing: is you could, it's like you're going to automate the human intellectual condition, but moving heavy stuff, no, machines cannot assist with this.
It's just guys who don't want to find new jobs, man. So,
Hey, you know what? That, as you said it before, if you're in a union, be in the union.
Be in a union.
Yeah.
If you're in a union, be in a union.
Yeah.
So there you go. If you got a presidential candidate raked over the coals. See, the problem with it is that they're all in states that don't fucking matter.
Right.
Okay,
Oh,
so
right.
like, oh, we're gonna strike in Houston. Harris is like, I don't give a fuck. So yeah, and then they say we're gonna strike in Florida. I don't give a fuck. And they say we're gonna strike in Delaware. She's like, still don't give a fuck. So
that many of you.
yeah, until you guys start like striking in North Carolina or Georgia, which is Savannah is actually a pretty big port. So, but yeah, it's one. The rest of it's like Mobile, Alabama. It's like, whoa, what you got, boys? So, yeah, no, the Israel thing is a much bigger fucking thing. That's a much bigger
because we
fucking
might
deal.
go to actual war.
Well, we won't, but yeah. It seems like Israel is already bent on like invading its neighbors again. So
They had ballistic missiles
a
fired at them.
lot.
Well,
Like,
no,
that was
that-
some
no,
pretty
no,
cool
no,
to see
no,
on
no.
TV.
Only 3 made it.
Yeah, I know.
That's
that was,
crazy.
It was cool to see.
Israel cannot invade Iran. So
They can attack them. They
could blow up one of
strike
their
them.
harbors if they wanted to, and I'm kind of surprised they didn't do that today. So we'll see what tomorrow holds. Yeah, but no, there's a lot of sand between Israel and
There
Iran.
is, yeah.
So, and it's full of Iraqis, and they don't like invasions anymore.
Yeah, and they still don't like Iranians either.
They don't like Jews either. So this is kind of like this is the middle of the street, boys. Keep it on the sidewalks,
Bro,
Yeah.
look, man, you know how that goes. Eventually you have to be like, well, I don't like this neighbor. I don't like this neighbor. Maybe I'm the one that has to move.
Who? Iraq?
Where's they
Yeah.
going?
Yeah, exactly. So, what are you going to migrate down to Kuwait? Wait a minute. That already happened once.
They did. They did.
No.
Okay, it just makes logical sense.
Yeah.
That whole area is just a mess. So
Well, Israel's going around knocking around just about anybody who's actually tied with Iran. So they say, well, we're tired of you guys having guys on our borders. Let's go beat
Yes.
those guys up. Let's go. They can't get the Houthis. The Houthis are too far. So, but...
Houthis got hit, though.
You get hit, we hit them.
Yeah.
So, for crying out loud. But, I mean, it's a country full of rocks. What the
Right.
fuck?
Right.
So, you make the big rocks into little rocks, they still launch missiles from them.
But yeah, that was pretty cool footage. Like just seeing up.
These are ballistic missiles, and you understand we help them with that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so when people tell you, William, that missile defense is bullshit, it ain't.
No. Holy crap.
It ain't.
That was a lot.
Now the difference is, we have to defend a country of this size.
It's actually easier to do.
Well, what do you do? Because you do it on like the north side.
No, you do it over the pole.
That's what I'm saying. The north
Yeah.
side.
Well, it depends on who's attacking you. If it's Russia, there is no defense.
Right.
They have too many.
Right.
So, but if it's North Korea, they have
Oh,
to
yeah,
launch them
yeah.
all the way around that
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
because the Earth spins that way.
That's what I was talking
Yeah.
about with Russia. It's like you do it from the north side, but it goes over. Yeah.
There's not a plan for missile defense against Russia. It's fucking shoot everything back.
Well, yeah. You know what?
There is not.
I think
a
they
plan.
would try. I really do.
Oh, of course they would try.
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter. So yeah,
We don't have Star Wars that shoots lasers.
it would. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't matter because we would launch back at them, and they don't have missile defense. So all of our missiles would land, and the world's atmosphere would still be fucked. So
They don't have a missile defense at all?
no.
Oh.
Their missile defense is to have more missiles.
Right. Which, when you think about it, I guess the question is,
How much do you value your own people?
no. The question is, has it prevented more wars?
Oh, absolutely.
And that's really the big answer.
Oh
is,
yeah.
Yeah. If we talk about what are the final tallies, Patrick? The war that preceded. What are the final death tallies on World War II?
Nobody really knows. It's estimated somewhere around 70 to 80 million.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I mean, it's like, so Russia took the most, but then China's like right there. And
Yeah.
then Germany's not too far behind. And then like, we lost like 650,000 some guys.
Yeah.
Which is like, I mean, more civilians died in England,
Right.
than we lost
Right.
actual dudes.
And so if I flipped it around and say, if missile deterrence has prevented a war of even a quarter of that size,
Oh, heck yeah. It has.
then
yeah.
yes, it's a benefit.
Yeah. And we fought 3 wars, so in there, so they were fine.
Well, because they were kept to being wars. They were kept to being
Well, that was
small.
the whole idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and I mean this whole thing. Oh well, you're providing things to Ukraine, so you're involved. It's like fuck it, they did that to us twice. So so, I mean, they had advisors who were flying MiGs and shooting down our dudes.
Yeah.
Come on, man. At least we're not doing that.
Saw another MiG did a buzz by.
That was close.
That was
I did see
pretty
that one
damn
showed up on
close.
my Telegram war porn page.
There's been some heavy activity.
I can't go
lately.
back there.
No,
man.
it's not, I'm not telling you to. I'm just saying that there's a lot of action on there.
There's a
if
lot
you're
of
so
action on
inclined.
there lately.
Yeah.
I haven't looked for any like Israel stuff, but I'm sure it's on there.
The last one I saw was those 2 guys that shot 8 civilians.
Where was
And-
this? In
Tel Aviv.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
Wait a minute. So the 2 guys shot 8 Israeli civilians?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yep. And one of the civilians out there was he's a reservist.
Yeah.
He just plucked them both.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. He's like, well, I carried my gun on me because I was a reservist and I saw guys shooting, so I shot them.
Good. That's
And he's got that. He looked as calm as that picture of the dude from the Olympics.
Yeah, that Turkish guy.
Yeah,
that guy's
yeah.
epic. So
Evidently, he's like super nice too. It's just like everything about his life is
it's just kittens.
everything that you
Yeah.
would presume from that photo is accurate. Yeah,
He actually tips well.
yeah.
So he holds the door open in Turkey.
It's the same thing. It's like, how do you take your life? It's like seriously, but not that seriously. It's like, wow,
Yeah, that's great.
that sounds like good work-life
Yeah.
balance.
Sounds like Jokic.
Is that how he talks?
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, I'm gonna go back and play with my horses.
Right. That's
The season's over. See ya. Go have fun and play in my country.
how many. Wait, how many basketball players do you think are going to be named in the Diddy releases?
Oh,
Do you
a
think-
few. Yeah. The big
It's
rumor.
LeBron, so that's all I care.
Oh no, really?
Well, he made a comment like,
Oh, those two were seen together.
he's like, he made a comment like, well, I'm not really going to comment on anything until all this stuff goes public or is actual public information. It's like,
Oh, so your lawyer's got to you already, buddy. Yeah.
you're
So
in a
you're
lot of
in.
these videos.
Oh no, the one that I was reading about yesterday was they've got Leo by the rights. So,
Oh, yeah.
because he's supposed to be like P Diddy's like #1 guy.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, and so all the memes of him, like with the little glass and stuff, are gonna look really bad here pretty soon, man. Yeah.
Oh man.
Where he's eating the cake. So,
Well,
no more Tarantino movies for you, buddy.
on top of that, I mean, he has a reputation even just out in the world.
He does.
For having major age discrepancies between he and his partners. And if there's a place where, say, he felt safe to indulge, because it should be secret,
Yeah.
then
The question is, do they have tapes of him? So,
they say they have tapes of everything.
I know they dropped another 120 indictments yesterday, and these are all people from like Texas. And it's like, that's one state?
Oh god.
Yeah, I know, man. So, and he is so fucked. It like, there's this guy that I watch, he's a lawyer, and he does, like, he's a criminal defense guy, and so, he'll do like those videos, where like this girl's screaming at this cop. And
Oh, yeah,
and he'll
yeah,
go
yeah.
through like, okay, these are all the ways in which she's going to go to jail, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he did a whole like read through of the indictment in New York. So, and he's like, this guy is so fucked, and his lawyers know it. But the only question they have for him is how much money does he have? Okay, because they're going to get while the getting's good. Because he's going to
That makes
jail
sense.
for like 25 years, man. So
There was a football player that like avoided a sack this weekend or something like that and like slipped out of it and all this kind of stuff, and one of the reporters was like, did you use baby oil or anything like that? And the guy is just like, seriously? You're really gonna use that right now?
Dude, gallons and gallons and gallons of it. Did you see the pictures? It's hilarious. And they're all in his bathroom.
Dude, I think the funniest thing was that he said that he bought it from Costco. Costco replied, "We don't sell baby oil."
Oh, really? I didn't
Yes.
see that.
He said, "In none of our locations do we sell baby oil.
especially
You get
not
it
by
from
the
us."
Skin. Yeah. So,
Yeah, they made that public declaration. It's like, bullshit. It does not say Kirkland baby oil. Don't even try.
exactly. That's
Fuck
hilarious.
you.
my
Yeah,
God.
they that was like within like 5 hours of that statement. They were like, he did not buy it from us. No.
It's good for
no.
that, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, that is going... So we've got 30 days left of election bullshit, and then that candle is the next one on the docket, man. Because when that thing gets lit, everybody's going to be watching it. So, because, I mean, it's going to make Epstein look like nothing. So,
Well, he's managed to have enough, that case has had enough obfuscation that they've waited it out long enough that it could disappear and people will, they'll mention it.
Which
but
one?
the Epstein case.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, they still haven't released the client list. And that's the thing is,
No.
is it's in position enough where they've gone after it.
Yeah.
They've teased it. Things haven't come out. And people are like, it's just never going to happen.
Well, and some people, and so like one of the lawyer guys that I watched, he was like, you might have hit bedrock on it too. So it's like, it might just be that he was collecting academics, and we know about Bill Gates, and we know about Bill Gates,
And Dershowitz.
and Dershowitz. Yeah, although he's like really, he'll fight you on it.
He does.
So the other two guys, they'll just kind of smile and walk off camera.
Yeah.
But Dershowitz be like, "Fuck you! These are the days that are blah 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 blah." And it's
Say that again. Say it to my face. Say it to my face.
Yeah. Come on, buddy.
Say it to my face, not online, and see what fucking happens.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, but, and then the other thing is there's a bunch of academics who've quietly gone away,
Yeah.
over the years. And so, and then they still have, what's her name? Ghislaine.
Yeah.
They still have her, and she hasn't talked. So
She never will.
probably if she was going to, she would have by now. So,
No, I mean, I imagine that if you,
they got Prince Andrew out of that. So
no, but Maxwell, she wouldn't talk unless basically you sent in like a South Korean data extraction team.
right, yeah. So where they take you up in the helicopter first, yeah. So and they take one of your sullies. So what do you know, buddy?
It's
I
just
don't know anything. Out you go. You know, you're next.
you just start immediately like look at this. Like, yeah, I have 10 fingernails, huh? Like, and just letting you know what's going to happen. I mean,
yeah.
Nice, calm, quiet voice, and just elaborate it out.
yeah. It's like first we're going to peel all these off. We're going to see if you talk. If you don't, okay, then we're going to dangle you outside the helicopter, and we're going to see if you talk. And then if you don't, we'll drop you from the helicopter.
We weren't going to talk anyway, so...
Yeah.
I never actually knew what happened to her case. So, I mean, there's no statute of limitations on that stuff. So,
Well, she's in jail.
she is in jail. So, but I thought there was another one that was pending. I don't know if that one actually got pled or.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I just know that she's in jail and she didn't give up shit.
Yeah.
She's somehow still alive.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. P. Diddy seems like there's a lot more there.
And videos. So
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And they got the videos.
Yeah.
And there's just,
So, yeah.
I guess, like, my ultimate question, like, I've seen you put on shows, I've seen you release CDs, you own this record album, this label. Was that not profitable enough? I guess that's my question is the real money in...
What, extortion?
Yeah, I mean, that's
was he extorting people?
well, extortion or basically setting up this
I thought it kind of looks like a hobby to me.
See, that's what I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the thing. It's like, so why? If it's a hobby, why the hell would you record it then?
My understanding, like, so some of the people who came out in the Texas thing yesterday said that he recorded them in order to keep them quiet. So, but those are the sex workers, not the celebrities.
Right.
I don't think he was shaking down Leo, but maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
That's what
He
I'm
doesn't
saying.
have that kind of money, though. I mean, if it was that expensive, if it was that kind of like deal, you could extort a hell of a lot more money than what he has out of these people.
That's what I'm talking about. So
Yeah.
what is the angle that he's doing here?
If you want to
I
make
think
sure
it's just-
everybody stays quiet, you say we got it recorded, and we'll go public with your information, so don't ever say anything.
See that I'm thinking that he's a bona fide sex pest. So, and then he does it not just to cover his own ass, but also ensure that the people that maybe not the celebrities, but definitely the workers, because that's what it sounds like. He hires a shitload of prostitutes, and stuff like that.
Something. It has some connection to it, I guess.
Or brings in people who want record labels and then exploits those
Oh
people.
well, that's entirely possible. Yeah, that I absolutely believe. So it's like there may be plenty of like casting couch stuff going on. As far as that goes, he
Right.
might be running his own private
Ooh, I
Nickelodeon.
wonder if they're going to get Shaq out of this. So,
They say he's definitely on the list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know he split up with his wife years ago, and then he's been on the party circuit for a while.
Oh, I had a way back when I worked at the bank.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend who was her girlfriend was Shaq's mistress.
Oh nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, she when she worked with me, so she was very unique looking, right? She was half black, half the actual like Blackanese, half black, half Japanese. No, Korean actually, right? It was
okay.
Korean. So she was like super exotic looking, but she was like in incredible shape. She used to be a fitness model, right? And so was her friend, right? And so yeah, they were just like best friends. And Shaq's wife knew all about her. It is what it is.
His first wife.
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because this was
That was a while ago.
Yeah, this was a long
That had to
time
be
ago.
a while ago.
And-
he was probably still playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she just like she told me, it's like, hey, here are the stories. Here are the guys. Is like, you want me to talk about the athletes that know my friends? Like, no problem. These are the Broncos these are the
Oh my
Nuggets
god,
that
they might get Shannon Sharp.
like that is what it is. Because I mean, like, so I know that, like, in the case of the Nexium case, right?
Oh, yeah.
That same kind of thing where it was like, okay, so you're here. We're not only going to get your background information to prevent you from leaving, we're going to fucking brand you.
That one was a special case, man. So, yeah, that one... I mean, and that girl went to jail.
She went to jail,
Yeah, so-
and it was all predicated off the people from the Seagram's fortune,
Right.
which is wild.
Yeah.
And it's if you go back into the chronicles of like the old Scientology before it blew up, they collected tons of blackmail on their
did.
on their members.
Yeah, well, and I mean, so that guy still theoretically has it. So
Nobody gives a fuck. Everybody knows that you're a shitty organization.
everybody
so whatever
knows
comes
that
out
David
comes out.
Miscavige is
Yeah.
bad. So yeah, so and his wife is apparently still missing.
So does it shock me that this kind of crap is going on? No. I just thought that and maybe it is. Maybe it's I don't know how far the appeal of celebrity clout goes. It could be something where, look, you and I and Will, we could never get into professional like dog fighting. That is disgraceful to us.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But if you get to a certain level where like regular back alley cockfighting isn't interesting enough, you need to breed your own dogs to do it, and there's a crowd of people into it, right? Once you get into that realm of like regular people don't do this shit, I don't think there's really anything off the table at that point.
Yeah, I can't speak to it. I don't know.
No,
any
we're normal.
Yeah, I don't know any celebrities like personally, so nor have I.
All I know is that if you had a collection like that, you needed to have a detonate button that just
Right.
wipes.
Yeah,
Everything,
you're like
man.
assuming they're as smart as the rest of us too. So, and that's not always the case, man. So,
Oh, man, you record proof. It's
Well, again, and you're coming from that
and there's like a level of crazy too that exists. I mean, just look at Kanye. So, come on.
but he puts his crazy just out there. So
the stuff that you can see, if that's crazy, if there's an underbelly behind that, I do not want to fucking see.
I was gonna say I don't know if he knows how to hold it in. I think it's just this is just who I am.
So Adidas won't drop me.
Well, yeah, it is. It's like they did drop me. It's because I said the truth. It's like, and if you drop me, it's because I know where the Jews are.
So do we, man. They're in the phone book. Come on, man. So, I know how to read movie credits.
Yeah. It's not a lie. Look, again, like the whole thing here is like it's conspiratorial in the lamest way. It's just shoulder tap conspiracy. It's just, do you know a guy? Okay, there's no like cabal. There's no like every single day. Like you go on there and like, look, Twitter has become a hotbed for basically exposing the depths of Jewish infiltration into every branch of government. Blah 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 blah. Here because. Look, it's bizarre. It's so bizarre because it used to be like, oh man, you far right guys, used to these far right guys really used to hate Jews. It's like, well, nobody hates Jews more than the Palestinian honks, and so the honks have gone full bore. Like, wow, 2 years ago you would have been screaming bloody murder at people for saying this shit, but now you are like championing it from the top of the roof.
It's really weird.
It's like
It is weird, man.
so you're seeing a lot of people's true colors out here right now. It's like, you know what? You don't believe in any of this shit.
That is literal hate speech. Like, I don't know how it gets any clearer than that. And it's just like, yeah,
It's cool.
eh.
It's cool when we do it. No, look, that's what your entire stupid movement is built upon. Is you like bullying.
It doesn't have anything to do with Palestine.
No, you like bullying.
Yeah.
And if anybody gives you a reason to, you'll do it. You bullied when you were wearing the blue and yellow hats. You're wearing when you're wearing the blackjack pizza black and green and red, Palestine flag. Okay?
Blackjack pizza.
I'm not right. It looks
I haven't seen him black.
Yeah, I know. Man.
Fuck, I don't know.
those colors are a discount pizza chain, man. It is.
Well, there's like 9 countries over there that use them too.
I know.
Yeah. So this way you can always tell Saudi Arabia. That's the one with the sword on it, right? You know? It is. Yeah. But it's green. It's just green. It's
Green
not
with
black
a
and
sword.
green and white and red.
Right. And then there's the green one that has like kind of the Olympic circles on it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are all-
So you got stars or circles or swords or whatever.
No,
You
look.
know.
There's our flag, and then there's like 5 other good ones. The rest of them are just they're discount.
3 colors
Yeah.
sewn together.
I don't know. I kind of like Nepal's. It's that one that's 2 triangles glued together. Have you seen that one? It's actually the only one that's like a completely different shape.
Oh yeah.
That one's pretty cool.
Okay, there's one. Okay,
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So, all right.
Does the Russian flag still have like?
It does not have a hammer and
Hammer and
sickle.
sickle?
It would be a much better
No.
country if it did. So,
Yeah, that's
What does it even look like?
it's red, white, and blue, and it's 3 bars.
Yeah,
So,
okay,
yeah.
just went to everything else.
right. So one country, it's vertical. The other one is horizontal. Same colors.
Yeah, France came
France
up
is-
with it first. Yeah.
So I would argue that in terms of like recognizability, you have to put the UK up there, even though the story of their flag is like pathetic, where it's like
Well, they couldn't agree on which one, so they put them
Squished
both
them all
Yeah. So yeah, it's really recognizable.
it is. But then
So-
when you go to places that still have it in the corner, where it's like
like New Zealand and Australia.
Yeah, I think those look particularly ghetto because it's like because it's like the UK watermark. It's like you didn't make this image. It's like
Hawaii's flag is it? So it is. They just changed the colors a little bit. The rest of it's the same.
Yeah.
It's fine.
yeah.
So better that than like swords and diamonds and stars and stuff.
I agree. I
Okay.
agree. But yeah, it's a little bit low rent.
All right.
I would say that other ones that are iconic. Obviously, I think Japan has a good one. It's very whose it is.
I do like Canada's flag. So
Canada's flag makes no apologies.
no, it's very Canada. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I think there's like 5 good ones, and the rest of them are just
3 bars.
they're just
I-
super generic. They're
I
not.
kind of like Mexico's flag too, just because it's like.
It's busy.
Well, no, we found our country wherever we find an eagle eating a rattlesnake, and they did, and they were like, yeah, we're all in on this. So it's not just going to be like our state seal. It's going to be on our money. It's going to be on our flag. So yeah, so
You got a good point.
I gotta get
You got a great
so
point
they're
there.
pretty dedicated to it, So I do like that one. So.
What do you think about Spain's?
Spain's is fine. I just don't like.
It's got some history
it's
to
still
it.
got the royal,
Yeah.
the Isabella thing on it, and it's fine. Like I mean, there's like other like I can tell some of them apart if you put them all together. But like Sweden, Finland, Norway, and Denmark, they basically have the same flag, just in different color schemes. So yeah,
Germany's not too far off either.
Germany's not too far off, but they had a much different flag.
I ain't talking about that one.
Right, they had a very different flag there for a little bit, and so I'm glad they backed off that. I'm not going to hold that one against them. So.
No, what do you call it? The window? Yeah, the
The Microsoft Windows thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just missing a couple spots.
No, I got you, and I still obviously I'm still gonna put ours first.
Ours is pretty cool. This is why we can't have another state, because you're going to fuck up the pattern.
Correct.
So
It
yeah,
really does.
you can't. Yeah. So sorry, Puerto Rico. It's not going to happen.
It doesn't seem
So-
like Puerto Rico's. I don't think you want a statehood. That thing.
Why?
Evidently, that place is like a pit of corruption.
Well, yeah, but you would fix that with an actual state government. So yeah, because it doesn't really have representation. Kind of.
does.
Kind of, but same thing. Like,
Yeah, I knew from Puerto Rico he didn't want to be made a state.
see, and I've known people. I've known quite a few people from Puerto Rico, and they're kind of like, yeah, they're like, no,
We get the U.S. benefits.
you get
but
U.S.
we don't-
benefits, yeah, but we don't have to fuck with a lot of
Yeah.
things, yeah. So, but it was also like some of them were like, well, yeah, we should be a state. You know, we've been part of the union longer than Hawaii has
Yeah.
been. So yeah, it's like okay, all right. You know, but then like the other one, everybody, I'll make Washington D.C. an state. That's stupid.
No.
Yes. that is
No.
It was absolutely stupid. You know, like the best idea that I heard about that one is just take the mall and turn that into Washington D.C. and give the rest of it back to fucking Maryland. So, because that's what they did with the Virginia side. So, Virginia side, there's an airport. It's in Virginia. Because they gave it back. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, because when it comes down to it, what is the grand total population of DC? It's not that big,
It's
but
pretty
it's
big. It's a couple million. So.
well, it's a couple million, but it's not New York. It's not.
Bigger than
No, well,
Wyoming.
nothing's New York, man.
Well,
so,
all right.
yeah.
I don't know. Does Wyoming even have 2 million people in it?
No.
No, it has 600,000 people.
Yeah, see, so
Wow,
that
that's
would be
more
their.
than I thought.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That's our city. Wyoming is
There's more people living in our city than
450,000.
Wyoming.
Yeah, that'd be their argument then. If Wyoming can be a state with that many people, then
There are people that say that Washington D.C. has more habitable land than Wyoming. Now they're saying it in jest, but not that much.
Yeah, that's
habitable. It's just
In a world of
Why
choice,
would you
why?
want to?
Yes, yeah. If you,
that'd be great if when they ask in like the debate, they're like, "Where are you going to put these houses?" Wyoming. Be like, whoa, wait a minute.
hey, look, and some people, that's awesome right there. We know people that live up in Wyoming
They
specifically
don't
to have
want homes put in there.
right
No.
to have a mile between
Right.
you and your closest neighbor, and even then, that's suspicious.
I don't know what federal land they would seize to just start building.
Wyoming,
homes.
half of it is federal land.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
why I'm like,
Because it's parks.
because they asked.
Well, it's all part of the that's not just Park Service. It's also whatever the BLM. It's all BLM land.
oh,
Yeah,
Bureau of Land Management.
yeah.
was like, what?
Like,
what did they buy?
fucking half of Colorado is BLM land, so you know people don't realize that. I mean, it's the steep part, but you know.
Every time, whenever I see those videos, right? Because one of the things they love to show on like social media are, you ever seen those like those Chinese mountain villages where it's like one motorcycle lane wide to climb up, and then you have to go across this like rope.
Yeah, I thought those were in Tibet. So,
China.
oh right, yeah. Sorry, we just got canceled in
My
China.
fault.
My fault.
No. But I guess that's one of those things. Is like, you guys should move. I'm not okay with you living up here.
Or you don't want visitors.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things. In China, they don't let you move, so
Oh, that's a good
they
point.
don't. You can go be a migrant worker in a major city, but you can't get a driver's license.
Country,
It's weird, man.
It's
Yeah,
so
it's
ridiculous.
Well, it's down on my list of ridiculous. Russia has taken that one. So.
Are they?
They really are, man. I mean, I told you a couple weeks ago that I got this thing for traffic porn. So now, yeah,
Have you?
yeah, and so now I've graduated over to traffic cams.
Okay.
Dude, Russia is fucking depressing. You go to like anywhere in China, it's like, okay, people here actually look busy.
Oh, right.
Not so much in Moscow.
Again, like that is a place where do you know who I am is still currency.
Yeah. I bet you that gets you pretty far in China too. But it's not like here where it's like my dad's the mayor.
It's like good for him.
Yeah, we're gonna tase you twice now.
Exactly. Does the mayor want to appear on this TikTok video too?
Right.
Because that's where he's gonna be.
We'll go over to his house and tase him.
You know what? And this is the problem. Is I always go into those videos on the side of the police officers. And this may not be fair, but, you know...
I've learned to do that by default, you know? I mean, every now and then you do get... Like, I saw this one cop that was just getting roasted by this dude that he was arresting the other day. It was so fucking funny, because the cop just couldn't... I mean, he wasn't...
Well, was he roasting him just, like, on a personal level? Or
Yeah,
was
he
it,
was
like,
just
on the
roasting
law?
him.
Like...
No.
Okay.
He was just roasting him, you know, like, and this guy's patting him down and stuff, and he's just cracking jokes left and right.
Oh, okay.
And the cops just, stay down, be quiet, you know, and then he's just, like, just hitting this guy left and right. And you can tell the cop is getting really frustrated with him, but he's got, like, two buddy cops off camera who cannot hold it in. So... So, yeah. So, every now and then you do see one where a cop is just like, okay, you're way out of line, dude. You know, but 9 times out of 10, it's more so like, I can't wait for you to tase this dude. So,
Yeah, and especially if it's a woman. I mean, I don't want to be biased, but it's just the constant, like, the screaming and the don't touch me, I demand a woman cop, blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, just zap her. Just zap her.
Yeah.
Just zap her.
You don't see that many of those. Like, there's more of the politician ones or the, like, do you know who I am kind of guys. So...
Only, like, again,
Yeah.
only when these are, like, young... When they're, like, young girls and they are the daughters of, like...
Right, or it's the actual politician himself. There's
Yeah.
a few of those out there that are great. There's one where they're pulling over their fucking boss. So...
Oh, yeah, I think I have seen
my
that one,
God,
yeah.
That guy
yeah.
is drunk as shit, too. I mean, he is absolute shit-faced. He starts barking out orders, and all the guys are looking at each other like, oh, man, this is going to be rough.
Monday is going to suck.
Monday is going to suck in the office. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like Staten Island or something like that too. So it's like heavy East Coast kind of like area, and
It's like, we got you on camera.
it's like we can't. Yeah.
There's no getting around
there's
it,
No
sorry.
getting around this. Yeah. So they're calling out like, you know, the union rep and stuff. Yeah. Oh man, it's just like, oh, this one's not good. They tase him. That one felt particularly good.
The funny thing too is like you can look at this and just literally count back in your head and say like, what if this was 1985? And like say that dude that was cracking jokes,
Yeah.
he would have caught one of the ribs.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the cop was like totally out of line, man. I mean,
No.
yeah.
I'm not saying. Here's the thing. I'm not taking his side. I'm just saying that
Oh, I see what you're saying.
there are
it
certain
would've
things.
happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There ain't no cameras. Oh, yeah.
we're gonna do you like king. So
Indeed. Yes.
yeah.
And I suppose within that regard, do you?
And I wonder if he's actually on the P Diddy list.
You know.
Cube, maybe he
Possibly. Well,
he kind of stays away from celebrities, so maybe he might be okay.
Well, I mean, he is doing like family movies now, but at under the same token, I have never gotten the impression that he really likes East Coast people anyway.
Well,
Whatever he did would probably on the West Coast.
Diddy was doing both. So I mean, he's based in the East Coast, but like a lot of the indictments are based on West Coast stuff.
Right,
So-
but not with West Coast rappers that hate the East Coast.
Oh, you mean okay? Yeah, I got you on that one.
Now there is, I mean, one of the
I got
things.
you
Yeah, I mean, so it is what it is. There will be people on that list. It'll be interesting to see.
It'll be fascinating to see, man. It's like who's going to squeal first? I mean, because this is one of the things where it is the Titanic. You do get on a lifeboat as quickly as possible.
You know?
So even if there's women and children still putting their life vests on, you know?
Or if you're rowing away solo in a lifeboat meant for 15.
It's a better plan, yeah, than sticking around here. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we'll
yeah.
see. So there was speculation about all kinds. Like they were going to get Howard Stern. So yeah,
Dude, there's talk that the New York mayor right now, who's in his own trouble, is also on that list.
I cannot untangle that one just quite yet. So I don't. So I'm sorry, man. It kind of sniffs of like a Joe Biden hit job too.
It absolutely does.
Okay, all right. So is the Democratic Party whacking this guy? Is that the deal?
There is a big theory that is true.
Okay.
It's interesting. What's interesting is that the day before, of all people, AOC is saying that he needs to be charged, and
then she went quiet.
and then he got charged the next day.
Okay.
She hasn't said shit about it since. But I mean, that's the thing is it could be that there's some internal rumblings. Look, man,
The whole thing is they're making room for Andrew Cuomo, so which is terrifyingly bad.
that's just stupid.
It is so
Absolutely
bad.
stupid.
That's the conspiracy theory that I heard, but I don't know.
There's
Well-
no way he comes back.
Of course he's going to come back, man. He's of that breed of Italian that just
God.
will not retire. So
Won't retire, and for some reason, that city over there has not gotten sick of that name. They, despite every shred of trouble that all of their kin have gotten up to, they still haven't dispensed with these people.
Oh.
yeah, I don't
Okay.
understand New York politics at all. So I do not get it.
Dude, I don't know what to tell you. I think, well, all right, I do. You called this out before. You said correctly, and the more I see it, the more it's true, is that the realignment of the parties is based on money. And
It probably is, yeah.
with some exceptions where it was funny because, like,
Yeah, but the money's got to kick all the weirdos out. That's the trick. And so, I mean, they did that to the Republicans. So,
true.
They kicked out
True.
all the John Birch people and all that stuff.
Yeah.
All the Goldwater dudes. They
Yeah.
got 86 out of that party because again, like girls, weirdos scare away, money. So
They do.
yeah, from your party, and so that's what if the Democrats are going to do that, they gotta purge the weirdos. And Andrew Cuomo, I don't think he's a money guy. I think he's a weirdo. So maybe.
I think he also has money. I don't think he's broke, but
Well, I don't know, man. He got ran out of a rail pretty hard. So, well, I don't know the story behind it, but anyway, we'll have to see, man. If they actually, if they get, well, I mean, Adams is cooked, so yeah, he's cooked. And I mean, it was dumb corruption too, man. So that was the thing. It was like, well, find a way to actually hide this money. It's like, you wrote that down, So,
right.
be sure to delete all my texts. So it was like, do I get miles on that? Do they fly to fucking Singapore?
Yeah, it's like, where'd you find this? It's like, well, on the outside of the folder, Eric Adams wrote, Eric Adams, secret, double secret,
double
do not
secret,
open file,
Yeah.
under
So-
penalty of cooties.
Then he wrote all his
Like,
passwords on the fucking back of it. Yeah. So.
It actually says this means you. On that. He drew a little doodle of like a dude pointing. Yeah. How'd you get that?
Danger, keep out. Yeah.
It's got a sticker of like Rude Dog on it or something. I don't know.
Right,
But
exactly. It's held
yeah.
together with a piece of scotch.
It's
Yeah.
Eric Adams,
It's secure
like
now.
a secure trapper keeper. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
had a padlock on it.
Yeah, exactly.
It had a padlock on it with like fucking party
Got a
rubble.
little luggage
Yeah.
locked on it, but the keys are dangling off one of the rings. Yeah, exactly. I can't. Yeah, I was reading some of that stuff, and I was like, I can't. I'm out. And so this is just so. It's so like.
The stinks of New York.
It stinks in New York, but it also stinks of a little bit of Democratic bullshittery. So because it's
Yeah.
like, okay, so you got an idiot who's doing this stuff, rather than policing your own side, which you should do because this is basically a safe Democrat seat. You let him go and do this bullshit, and then all of a sudden it becomes, oh well, look, what would you have here, kind of thing. It's like, okay, let's wait and see. Let's see who comes out of the woodwork, and that's why it was the Cuomo thing. It was like, yeah, yeah. I think I can get on board with this theory. We'll see.
We will. I mean, again, it reeks. There's no version of this where it comes across as like, we just found this out. Now, that being said, okay, there is the funny story of, I can't remember. There's the girl who said she launched off this whole investigation. I can't
Against
remember.
Adams?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know her.
Yeah, I can't remember how the story goes. It's this I'll have to look it up. It was kind of funny because it might be true. It might be true enough where it was just a series of dumb things where, like, she couldn't be served at some place or something like that. I can't remember the deal, but because that happened, an investigation was opened here who was tied to this, which opened up this, which opened up this, and then it came to his secret trapper keeper.
Sometimes stupid is the right explanation.
It absolutely is.
Yeah. Sometimes it really is. So, like, I mean, I've heard that a couple times about the Epstein thing. That guy actually wasn't that smart. So,
I don't think he at a point. I don't think he was trying to hide anything. I think it's just like,
well, yeah. Who can I get away with it?
Yeah,
You know,
I do what I do.
I do what I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but like some of the ways, like the whole thing that happened in Florida and stuff, you know, which was just absolutely weird, you know, and then. But then, like, immediately he's, like, out there doing it again. And, like, even Dershowitz was saying that was dumb. So, you know, and I didn't represent him after that. So it's like, okay, well, you're not dumb. So you're kind of a jerk, but you're not dumb. So...
Right, you're that kind of lawyer.
Right, yeah. You get a little bit of Saul on you. So, yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and the same thing with, not Epstein, but... Weinstein, right? Where it's like,
oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Every single person out here knows what you're doing. Everybody out here knows what
exactly,
you're doing.
But you win Oscars and cut checks for movies, and so people don't say shit.
Right.
So, and, you know, and, like, Tarantino's never been straight up on his relationship with that dude. So, it's always been kind of like, really? So,
there's a couple of people who haven't really... Like Kevin Smith is the same thing. It's like... Yeah,
Kevin Smith went silent. Okay, so, and like the whole thing, oh, he had a heart attack and had to take it easy. I don't know about that now. I'm sure he did have a heart attack and had to take it easy, but he might have also been like, oh. Let me, like, so I found an exit over here. I'm going to use that.
Yeah, it's like, really, this is, you changed your tune, huh? It's like, these people are all part of the old Miramax family. It's like,
yeah. Yeah, and he stopped making movies. So
well, he kind of sucked at it too. I mean,
yeah,
no man. There's this thing, and he's like, I guess this is part of the like post. This is sort of like the post heart attack thing. Is believe it or not, his first few movies. This is what people don't actually understand. Is like, even though he played a stoner in those movies, he did not smoke weed. For his first, like, 3 or 4 movies, right? Okay. These are the ones that come across as most coherent, right? These are if you're going to call any of them the good ones, and some of them I still like, those were. But evidently, after he started, like, after he released a couple of movies that didn't hit, okay? Evidently, jackasses like fucking Seth Rogen and stuff were kind of like, no, dude, it's like, get high all the time, right?
Oh my God, Seth Rogen is so useless.
He's insufferable.
He's useless.
There's just nothing good has come out of that man, personality-wise or product.
I've heard of him for a couple of years.
Good.
Can't even name anything he's been on.
I
guess he's one of the voices of one of the guys in Invincible.
There you go. Okay.
That's it.
Now he does movies. He produces a lot of things, and they're always dog shit. They're always like needlessly progressive in the stupidest way. But he's the one that said like he was talking about his car getting robbed, right? And he was basically of the perspective of like, don't be mad if somebody robs your car,
right?
That's fine. They need it more than you.
It's like, don't make fucking movies, asshole.
Yeah, that's basically.
I need to go to work tomorrow.
But anyway, yeah. So he got him like totally like hooked on that, and basically Kevin Smith spent 20 years fucking stoned out of his mind, and tried to make movies during these times, and they're bad. Right?
Yeah.
They're not coherent because he was fucking stoned from start to finish every single day. Had a heart attack. Went vegetarian, lost like 300 pounds.
He lost a lot of weight.
Looks really differently. I guess he's healthy now because the thing was, his doctor said, like, most people don't survive this one.
Yeah.
Every minute that you have now is borrowed time.
Yeah.
And so he's like, all right, well, let me do everything I can to mitigate that chance. And, like, at this point, he probably could make another movie. But, yeah, he wasted all of his potential time being fucking high. Right? But yeah, early in the beginning, he wasn't. He just played one because, like, friends of his were. That's the story he was telling.
Well, and that's how he got those stories out there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then, and he was all part of that Miramax crowd during those good times.
Who else was in that?
Well, you said Tarantino, and you're absolutely right.
Tarantino was another big one.
There would probably be guys, if you said the name, I'd remember them. But I remember a lot of guys at that time that were supposed to be awesome that just flamed out, like,
yeah,
and disappeared.
From that time period?
Yeah.
Like directors or actors?
Both.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah, there were a couple. Like, wasn't Brendan Fraser? Didn't he duck out at that time? I can't remember if the Mummy was Miramax or not.
I couldn't. Well, no, it can't be. It can't be.
Why?
Because it would have to be Universal. Everything because the Mummy and all those things are Universal properties.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yep, nope, you're right.
Yeah. So anything Wolfman, Dracula,
right? Yep, you're
Frankenstein.
right.
Yeah. I think those are still all owned by that.
Universal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're still a thing, right?
Oh yeah.
They haven't been clipped up by some other.
No, they're Disney's main rival. I mean, they have different parks. They're across the same town from each other, but you know, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, he was doing things for a while. I think I don't know when he fell off, but he fell off hard.
Yeah, he did. But there was a couple other people from back there too. So I don't know. But you're right. There was a Miramax crowd there for a bit because they were making crazy movies for a while.
Yeah.
Really good.
And a lot of them were good.
Yeah, they were really good.
Yeah. But it kind of came at a price.
Yep. It's like Michael Jackson songs. They're still good, man. Just don't go Google that guy. Yeah.
People are saying he was innocent. I don't know.
It's nostalgia now at this point. I mean, at the time when all that shit came out, it was pretty fucking cut and dried. I mean, that basically raped Macaulay Culkin. So.
Well, it turns out the only proof that they have of it now were just big checks that he wrote. And, here's the thing.
Maybe out of the goodness of his heart? Sure.
Well,
I don't know. They had that whole Finding Neverland show, and like
that's what they said.
They
never found anything.
And
Yeah. But at the same time, can I take big ass settlements as an admission of guilt? I don't know. I don't know in this circumstance, and it was different back then than it is now.
Yeah.
It just was.
Yeah.
I mean, God, I don't know. There's a lot of who are the biggest heartbreak stories on this? Because I think, like, when it comes down to it, the one that still kills me is Bill Cosby.
Oh, you mean in terms of disappointment? Yeah.
Yes.
And my dad was really upset about that when he was still alive.
Oh.
So, because my parents loved Bill Cosby, he used to come to town every now and then. They would always get tickets.
Oh.
So for his shows, and then I know my mom had like his parenting book after he became like a doctor of education, or whatever it was, and so he was actually Dr. Bill Cosby.
Right.
So,
right.
You know. Him and his wife, there's a lot of feel-good stuff that, you know, I mean, a lot of people said, yeah, Bill Cosby's pretty high up there.
Mine was Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey?
Because I just...
Although that one's kind of
so
like...
many good things,
Yeah.
and I was just like, oh, well, you're never going to be in a movie again.
Yeah, but he is now.
Is he?
Yeah, so he's...
You saw him in something?
No, but he's having a little bit of a renaissance, you know, where people are like,
Actually,
you got like one. So he got Me Too'd, but it was kind of like one of those things. It was like, you might have gotten hit by a grifter, you know. So, and he was just like right at the height of it, and the whole fact that he was gay was one of those things where it was like, oh my God, we forgot about that. That can happen too, you know, kind of thing. So, you know, there was some rumblings not too long ago, because he did a whole interview with Lex Friedman. He talked about it, of all things. And he was actually like, okay, so it sounds somewhat reasonable and your story doesn't sound that awful, You know, I mean, were you abusing a position of power?
I was gonna
Yes.
say, didn't he cop to like, well, this was shitty. I mean, I did this.
He did. He
Yeah.
did. But he's one of the few guys who's like, yeah, I was kind of a dick, and you know, I shouldn't have done that. So, but I could.
If I'm gonna flip this around and say like, all right, so I'm gonna hold you to that standard here, but let me go ahead and walk you back to like what Dennis Hopper was doing in the '70s.
Oh my!
Openly.
Oh come on, man! It's,
You're like,
it's not even comparable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, this
So-
is ridiculous. This
yeah.
is, you know, and this was commonplace.
Yeah, or Polanski, for crying out loud. Come on, man. So I'd like to come back to the United States. It's like, yeah, come
Do
on
it.
back.
Yeah.
Do it. So I guarantee there's a whole slew of young prosecutors out there who would like to take a bite out of your ass, you know?
You don't even have to announce it. The airplane is. This is one of the few
We will
places
send you an airplane.
where airports actually have like your picture up. At the,
Yeah. Let this man come home. Yeah. Call this number.
Motherfucker, it's him.
Motherfucker, it's him. So,
Yeah. Yeah, Kevin Spacey's a good one too. Yeah, I
Kevin
was
Spacey is
just
a good
watching.
one.
Yeah, movie with him in it.
Yeah, because
That's
I
a tough
watched
one.
House of Cards, and then he was just gone in the final
gone.
season.
Yeah.
Like, they just had his funeral in the office.
That's. I mean,
Like, they're like, he died.
Roseanne Barr getting killed off on her series was actually pretty bad too. But that had nothing to do with me too. So
no.
Yeah, I know. But that one was like, oh come on, man. So that's the only reason why the show was any good. So
Well, on top of that is
you know, and John Goodman didn't stand up for her either, which was kind of it was like he should have jumped off that show too. But
well, everybody on the staff should have said at that point that a person's political beliefs should not be what kicks you off of a show.
I'm not going to hold it against the staff because you know how staff writer jobs are. Fine, okay. But John Goodman's the guy, and I love John Goodman, but he's the guy. He should have been like, well, there ain't no show without me either. So, but no, we can write a show without you. We're just going to get you a new wife. And he was like, okay. I'm sorry, man. I mean, he didn't need it. So he's the
I
guy
get
who
it.
can actually say that. So
I don't think he's been in anything else, though. Like,
Well,
since he lost weight,
he looks weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got, yeah.
it's just,
He's got more skin than man. Yeah. So, yeah. And that happens. That happens.
It
It's
happens,
okay.
yeah. And actually,
So-
that looks a little bit more natural than basically getting that all removed.
Oh, that looks terrible sometimes when people do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's been a lot of like Ozempic stuff going on lately, and you can see it's like, oh.
There is that. The other thing. This was like, I got caught up on a video of this where they were looking at, basically how commonplace. I don't want to call it like a cosmetic surgery is with like young women, where it's like they're showing like girl after girl after girl. They're like, guess her age, and you're constantly like 32. It's like, nah, she's 21.
and
Oh,
they're
yeah,
making
'cause-
her older?
Well, your
Not on
skin gets
purpose,
stretched
yeah,
out,
your
man.
skin-
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's
And the
just
shit
not
they
quite
do with
so-
the lips and all that other stuff, it's the stuff that looks like
They do fillers.
Yeah.
All kinds of things.
you
know?
look like you're in your mid-30s and have had the crap kicked out of you.
Yeah, but that's not always cosmetic surgery. That I mean, you can go to like a beauty clinic and get lip fillers now. So,
Can you really?
oh fuck yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So now I don't think you can get butt fillers, but
Do they? Do they do Botox at the same time?
oh yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right.
Well, I've known people who've gotten Botox. I mean, if you hit that too much, you start looking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
They-
there's that.
I saw, like, they have, like, the hour-long shows of things of the 90s and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
it brought up, like, the Black Swan, where they had all these women come on and they were just doing as many surgeries as possible to
What?
change, to show
wow.
them grow up. And, like, I mean, they would go on there, their noses have been broken, all this
Holy
kind of
shit.
stuff.
Oh,
like,
and that shit
all-
takes a while to heal too.
Oh,
man.
and they were doing interviews. You couldn't have. They wouldn't let you have a mirror and all this kind of stuff until the end, and you'd have your reveal and all this thing, and
Oh.
they'd vote people off if you weren't pretty enough. And
What
like,
the fuck show was
It
this? That
was
is cruel.
so bad. I was
It
like,
was Black Swan.
I think it was Black Swan or Ugly Swan. One of the two. It
The
was
Ugly
something
Duckling?
Swan. It was something Swan.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
Okay.
I remember that show now. It was something
was
Swan,
just
Duck
like,
to Swan or something.
damn,
Yeah.
man. And they were talking to the
Yeah.
people now, and yeah, they've all got.
They're all melty.
Or they said, okay, here's your surgeries. It's all done. It's going to cost this much to, upkeep. And they're like, I don't have money.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
okay.
I just did a
It's
TV
like-
show.
Yeah, they're like, I was just a contestant. I don't have money. I don't have $10,000 to fix this. Or like one of their boobs popped, and so they're like, yeah, this is going to be like a $20,000 procedure. And she's just like, I don't, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh my God, you just wrecked these people's lives. Like,
well, that's the
damn.
same, like what you're talking about there was something that any of those shows where they were making over people's houses was a problem, because when
Could
they
be.
come there and do that, right, and they do this as this, charity thing, whatever, it would increase the value of their home. And so there were guys that couldn't afford like the taxes and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you could sell
I've
it.
seen
then,
some,
right?
yeah,
Something
you can
really-
sell it, but I've seen some other ones where the actual workmanship was the problem, where it was going to take hundreds of
that's-
thousands of dollars to actually fix what those two brothers fucked up. So,
The,
Oh, those two guys did?
those two guys, yeah, the Property Brothers.
I did
Yeah.
so many shows with those guys.
Oh yeah, the nicest guys, tallest, nicest guys in Canada, fucking rip-off show. So,
Well, they had there was a set of like twin sisters that did the exact same show.
oh really? I never saw
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
I never saw that one either.
So, I saw one that was a mother-daughter one that was in Chicago that was actually pretty good, because they go do like old brownstone homes and stuff. It was kind of cool.
I don't know if I ever did that one. I did.
It was in Chicago, so it was very specific location-wise. Well, those Property Brother guys, they were almost always in Toronto, and then they'd be like, "Oh, what are you? I'm a home health maid, and what do you do?" It's like, I drive a truck, and it was like, and our house is worth $1.2 million.
I know.
We'd like to. Our budget is $350,000 Canadian dollars, and it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, they would all. There was another show on the home channel, whatever, that was in Canada all the time. I'm like, what kind of money are you guys using?
I know. Is this like fake money?
What the hell? I was like, this is insane. I don't know what you guys get paid, but good lord.
I know.
Well, it's the same. I mean, the thing that I was always running into on these stupid shows, because they're all the fucking same, but half of these, like, so you do in Toronto, because they film in Toronto. That's,
Right,
that's
right.
normal,
Yeah.
right? That's why they do this here, right? The other ones, constantly filmed in California, right?
Right.
Where something the size of that check cashing place that used to be a Dunkin' Donuts, that's a $1.4 million house,
yeah.
and they're not going to waste their time doing something like this, so they're going to go to what would be approximately the size of this here, right? And that same kind of thing. How much is this house worth in Los Angeles? Well, I'll tell you, right? And they're breaking down these figures, and these people are talking, well, we barely make this. It's like, they're just really squeezing our butt. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. This is TV.
Right. Yeah.
They're
Exactly.
paying for this.
Yeah.
These are made up numbers.
Well, they used to do that with that Fix It or Flip It house,
Oh, yeah.
or Love It or List It,
Love It
yeah.
or-
Oh,
Love It
yeah,
or
yeah,
List It
yeah.
all the time. And it was like, fucking sell that dump, I mean, come on, man. So sitting here, well, I'd like to have a playroom for my 3 children so I can stay home. I was like, you're broke, so you need a job. So
Yeah, I hated this stuff, man. It's the same thing. All of those shows are so. The one that, if we're gonna talk about like heartbreakers, I mean, I did like the year or two where I thought that like Storage Wars was real.
Oh yeah, the same thing with American Pickers. I saw that guy died yesterday.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, he did, and I was like, "You fraud!" I
Wow.
found out. I was like, "Oh, look at this tractor we found here." It's like, "Yeah, right, yeah, it went on that trailer over there, didn't it?" Yeah. So yeah, no, that one, yeah, Storage Wars is a heartbreaker. The one that I really like. I got into right off the bat, and then by the time the season was over, I was like, "You guys are frauds." Was the Gold Rush guys?
Oh,
yeah.
So I was like, "Wait a minute, you own an airport?" Wait, what?
That guy was in North Dakota, and so they all knew Fred.
Oh, that's right. You
you
told
know,
me that once.
and
Yeah.
then his house got flooded
Right.
one of the years. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, you got plenty of money to. fuck
Yeah,
around
exactly. You
with.
have land. You know, it's probably full of cattle. To
You know what was crazy was I think I told you this was because I was up there, and I was doing those long stints. I just started looking. I was like, are houses like super cheap up here, like to save the trip? No, they are not.
They were.
Oh well, all right.
Yeah, before the boom, you could get that for dirt cheap. But
oh yeah.
once the boom hit, yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah, the house that I had in Scottsbluff, it was like, and it wasn't a bad house. It was actually redone on the inside. I remember looking up a listing on it once. It was like $75,000, and I was like, huh. What would the mortgage on that be? So I thought about that too, man. But that was,
No mortgage because you're cash. You could just buy
well, I
it.
didn't have
Oh,
that
back
at that
then,
time.
yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of one of those things where it's like, huh, So, but then, yeah, I'm sure it's not that cheap anymore.
Well, our mud guy, he had a place in Colorado on the rig that Randy. Do you remember Randy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he they had in
Fox
Nebraska
News, Randy.
or Kansas, one of the two. It had one of the Bass Pro Shops things, like that was where it was based out of for a while,
yeah.
and they shut it down.
Oh wow.
And so all the executives lived out there.
Oh.
And so they had just giant houses. As soon as that thing shut down, nobody lived in the town. So he was like, we were going to downsize, but we got
Get
a mansion.
Yeah.
He's like, there's like koi ponds with water that flows from over here.
that's
and
right,
I got like
that's right.
4 layers. And he's like, I don't know what we're going to do, but
You imagine getting
Yeah.
something like that built out in the middle of nowhere? That's gotta cost a fucking fortune.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
All because of that one business was there, and then they just packed up and said, "Nah, we're gonna move our main location over here." And so
Yeah.
it's like, wow, huh?
Well, I'm sure they all got compensated well. So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, well, the company will buy your house, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because there's no way you're selling it for anywhere close what it's worth.
The railroad would do that to you if you moved. If they made you move and you had a house, they would actually, they would buy it and then list it and take the hit on it for you. Yeah. So,
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to be worth moving.
yeah,
Yeah.
Right. There aren't that many people in the company that are worth moving like that, huh?
Well, I mean, if you're in management, they would do it. So, like, they offered to do it with me, but I didn't. I wasn't going to sell my house here. So, because
Right.
they were like, "Well, we'll buy your house and sell it," and I was like, "No, my brother's going to live in it." And so I was like, "Okay, fine. Well, here's your $5,000 moving package." And I was like, "All right, I'll take that." So, yeah. But yeah. No, they moved one of my bosses there, and he was like, "Yep, getting the check." Sounds
Oh,
good,
that's
dude.
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and he didn't have to fuck with it. They send the moving truck out, pack you up, and off you go. So,
Well, that's kind of cool.
It is kinda cool.
They're taking care of you on that.
yeah. Well, they should for the amount of money they take out of my check. So,
Well,
that's the only company that I ever worked for where I had to make political contributions.
how can they make you do that?
I don't know, man, but they did. Yeah. So they say you have to contribute to our foundation, and I was like, "Oh, so you're gonna feed kittens or something?" And they're like, "No, we're gonna feed Congress." I was like, "But they already have money." You know?
like, that's how this works.
That's how this
Gotcha.
works. Yeah,
I gotta tell you, the
it's crooked as fuck.
I finally feel like you guys with the Ring app shit, because that stupid Nextdoor app, I cannot. Here's the thing, it's so stupid, right?
How did you sign up for it?
But because my fucking vet told me, I was talking about like, where do you find somebody just like do some like kid yard work, right? She's like, if you go on the Nextdoor app, you'll find people that can do that, or like kids that are offering to do that stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no problem. Now I went on there, and I was like,
He's got harpooned. You'd have to exercise your phone, man.
well, here's the thing: is it's not. Here's the thing: if it bothered me, it would be gone, right? If it
okay.
pestered me, it'd be gone in a heartbeat,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But the problem with this is that once or twice a day, it'll hit me with that little notification, and I'll pull it up and it'll say, "Take a look at what you might have missed," right?
Oh yeah.
And it has the people's problems. It has their pictures. It has the areas that they live in. So it's proximal to me,
Yeah,
right?
you can tell.
And it just straight up says the area that you're in, right?
Right, but if you see a picture of the house, you're like, oh, that's those people.
Oh yeah. But the thing that's getting me, because the at first I was looking and there's like so many of the postings are like, hey, I found this dog. Is this your dog?
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, oh, well, this is interesting.
This is useful.
The rest of it, it was only when I saw the drama that I started getting hooked into the local bullshit.
Oh,
and,
that's hilarious, man.
and I guess he would go, what would you think that if there are people fighting, arguing over this, right? What do you think the big arguments are?
Gunshots.
Well, that's not an argument.
That's more the ring.
Well, yeah, it's like gunshots. People are like, those are fireworks,
Yeah,
dumbass.
the next door doesn't usually do that one.
They'll say
they'll
that they're hearing these, but people don't usually fight about that.
It would be, it's just usually random. Like, for us, it's whether people are building stuff out there. So
Oh, see,
like,
that's interesting.
So they're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is gonna ruin my view, and it's like, hey, jackass, we had views 7 years ago, and then your house got put up. Pound sand.
Get in line, asshole.
I'm glad you just moved out here and are getting mad that you're not going to have a view. So it's all about the zoning rights
That's
out there, the
hilarious.
water. Like, that's the big argument of stuff out my next door.
Okay. The big fights that are happening here on Nextdoor is pet rehoming.
What
They
about
fight
that?
about it?
All right, so check this out. I couldn't believe it because there were a couple of threads. Most of the threads are like, does anybody have a free dresser? Then there's two answers like, no. And then the next one is, yes. So mostly, and it's not the yes that gets me. It's the person who needs to respond, no, I don't. I assume that most of you don't.
Why would you do that? Exactly.
There's that. But
Oh god, that's not my mom would do. She's like, no, but I'll keep my eyes peeled.
yeah, so pet rehoming, right, is...
We get that, yeah.
Yeah, because all it is I can't take my pet with me.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
So if anybody wants to take this pet, now this is where people fly off the handle, right? Because two people will be like, oh, I can't, but that dog looks so cute, right? That's normal. Person number 4 will be like, you know, that dog trusts you.
Oh.
If you couldn't make a lifetime commitment to that dog, you shouldn't have a dog.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do.
And here's the thing is, then the person who posted will get into it,
Right.
and they're saying like, is it my fault that I'm moving to Orlando? And it's like, look, this is my lifelong, but I wouldn't move to Orlando if I could. And then you get the people off the sidelines where it's like, hey, fuck you. No, fuck you.
Right.
No, fuck
Oh
you.
my God,
That's where it
really?
gets. And then,
Fucking internet ruins everything.
and here's the thing is that goes for a while, right? Couple other things, like there was one like over here, I was like at a meeting. Somebody actually wrote, it's like, can anybody give me a jump? And I was like, I could, because you're right over there on Rio Vista. But I'm in this fucking meeting, so I can't. I was actually going to go help that because they're right there. Because that's such a nice thing to ask.
Yeah, it
Like,
is a nice
can you
thing
jump
to
my
ask.
car? It's like, yes. No, I can't. God damn it, no.
Right,
But-
yeah. No.
And then here's the thing: is you see a couple of these, and then there's other one who's like, "Hey, I found this beautiful cat." It's like, you better claim it quick because this cat is nice, right? But and then again, another 2 hours later, I'm looking to rehome this cocker spaniel, and it starts all over again with different people in there, and you know it's kind of cool. I would not get into it if it weren't goddamn local drama. Like, if this were happening...
Dude, don't you have enough of that on Twitter? You got to find it next door, too?
But this is right here.
It's that's the thing.
Okay,
It's the
all right.
proximity
It's
to
the
it
proximity.
that's a problem, right?
Okay.
Because I would not give to... If this were not in my neighborhood, I could not... It's like, even if it was like Rockrimmon, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's not
when, when the property tax thing went up, it
was
blew up. Like,
What,
they're...
next door?
Yeah, because
Oh.
it'd be like, I just got my property thing in the mail and it went up by this, and everyone's just going off, and then you got some guy going like, well, I do taxes, you can send stuff my way, I'll try and fight this argument for you. and all
I
this
would
kind
not
of
do
stuff.
that. It'd be like, eat it, fuckers.
And then you get them going,
Go home and
"Oh,
cry a whole fucking bucket of tears and go pour it on the school playground.
and then they'd be starting to complain about polis, and then you get it into this, and then it goes into the whole politics, and it's just like,
no.
like, that's the chains that get like 100, 200, where people just have to keep.
Well, somebody was so obvious about it. One dickhead, some stupid bitch. I'm like, I know you. You're a Twitter amateur. She's like, can I get maybe 2 or 3 people to help me put up a Biden banner or a Harris banner? I'm like, this is the cheapest bait. This is like you ain't hanging shit. You're out here trying to stir up some trouble because you know what? That's funny. They didn't even argue with it. It's just the next 10 people just wrote MAGA.
Yeah, offer. Yeah, you can help me if you put these 2 signs on my yard.
I'm like, you don't want to hang shit. You're out here trying to stir up trouble. It's like like I said, you're a Twitter amateur. This wouldn't even get you engagement. This is so weak.
I don't. Yeah. So there is not as much of that this time around in my neighborhood.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So the 2021, it was the "In This House We Respect," you know?
And we still need to come up with the custom one here.
In this house, we don't believe in.
So it would be like
reckonings.
reckonings.
We don't use the word reckoning.
We don't believe in mass transportation.
Right, yeah. Walkable cities are for assholes.
Right,
yeah.
right. Trains are not the way of the future.
Trains are in the past, not your future.
Urban hydroponics will never feed anyone.
Yeah, I don't like mahi. Yeah,
Right.
or whatever it is, tilapia. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, no, but there's like one Trump sign in my neighborhood. There's one Biden Harris sign that just went up a couple days ago. We'll see how long it lives. So, and then there's like the guy over by the park who is like diehard, like 8 flags hanging off his car, kind of thing, and he's just a weirdo. So, but that's it. It's not like it was last time, man.
Nope.
So, yeah.
Nope. No, the only person really waving banners around here is the dude that usually has the Gadsden.
Oh yeah.
And he replaced it with the "fuck Biden"
Yep.
flag.
Yeah, you
and-
don't even have your BLM flag over here anymore.
No, I think those people are gone.
Oh, okay.
I think those people are
Yeah.
gone. I think they did the typical thing is like, there's no culture out here in the suburbs.
Or maybe
and,
you got a better job. Yeah.
He might have had
Maybe.
a legit reason for moving.
Well, no, I mean that's usually the thing is like
That
well, you're
changes
mad when you're
politics.
poor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, actually I got to pay my taxes. Fuck this. Yeah. So. Yeah. No, I've got one. There's like she's down the street from me, and she's an old lady. She's still got the "In This House We Respect," things up.
Yeah.
But it's really small. It's like the size of this computer screen. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's inside her window. It's not like
Totally fine.
yeah, no, totally fine. Yeah, no, I don't have any problems with that. But like this time in 2020, my neighborhood was just littered with them. So and now it's like nobody cares. So you don't even see that many, like the Trump trucks rolling around. Yeah, you just don't see as many of them as you used to. So you guys would roll coal and like 8 different versions of the Gadsden flag. They don't even see that. They used to like drive by the bar all the time.
Dude, the guy that I always used to remember was Laker fan number 1. There was that dude who he had the huge Laker flag off there
Yep.
that would also be followed by Raiders flags on the back. And he was this red truck, and I'd see him I don't see him anymore.
I don't see him. He used to have the POW MIA flag in there.
Yeah,
thing,
that's
too.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
exactly what you're talking about. He lived around here somewhere, man, because he used to see his truck all the fucking time.
Yeah.
So have not seen
He's
him.
gone.
Yeah.
Or he became like reasonable. It was like, I don't know, really. It's like, I don't like the Lakers that much.
Yeah.
They're fine. I still enjoy their product, but I don't need to advertise for them.
Yeah. I did see one driving my daughter up to my mom's a couple weeks ago, and it was all decked out with the Trump, F. Joe Biden flags. But then it had the have you seen the Christian national flag? It's blue with a white cross on it. So that's the that's the Oath Keeper guys. So
That's them?
That's them.
Oh.
That's them. So
Oh.
he was a legit one of those guys. So
No shit.
yeah.
I didn't know that they
I had to
actually
go
had
Google
a.
it. I had to go Google it. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does it have like a coat of arms or anything?
No, there's not like a fist holding that, like a bunch of lightning bolts or something. So
Like I remember that used to be like a high school project.
right,
They-
yeah,
they'd
yeah.
always say-
Make your own country flag.
No, well, no, they'd always they would always do like make your own coat of arms and explain what it is. Like,
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't do that project now. I just wouldn't because I wouldn't want to hear like, I wouldn't want to tell people it's like you got to erase that.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, you could.
I would not want to do that. I just wouldn't. It's like, yeah.
To be fair, most students would say "fuck this" anyway. You know, I mean, they're so sick of this shit. So it's. I mean, like politics is like an absolutely off limits topic in my school. So in class.
So,
It is 100% off topic. It is off limits, man. So now at the yacht club, it's getting there a little bit, where it's back just a little bit, but it's tolerable until November 5th.
well, that's what I'm saying. This is the time that you would expect it. Like now, I understand.
Yeah.
Like I remember you and I were kind of like 2 years out. We were discussing the intricacies of
Well, we're
what's
neck
gonna happen
deep
in the
in it,
future.
man. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And that's when you said it's like, well, that if you even bring that up at the club, right,
Yeah.
that gets shut down immediately.
you get
right?
shut down. Yeah,
But 33 days out is definitely it's a current event.
it's a current event, but it's also a betting opportunity, which is what most of the guys are doing.
It's amazing. Yeah,
So-
as you said, like the best odds to take are the ones where people are going to be transferring money. That's the best poll that you can take.
yeah.
I would also argue.
They're almost dead even though, man. That thing keeps doing this. So it's
See, the thing is that makes me think that they're trying to even out the
what people are putting extra bets on there.
bet distribution.
I don't know. It depends on how many people are betting. So I mean, if it's like 200, sure. But if it's like thousands and thousands, no, man. That you can't coordinate that.
So okay, check this shit out. All right, so we were talking about before it was censored off the map, illegally. Our previous
What?
episode 270, we were
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about gambling, right?
yeah,
This is something that
censored.
we got struck. We got
struck.
yeah. We got found out. This was actually something that has to do with the economy that people did not take into consideration a few years ago. Was online gambling has become a huge
It's
financial
enormous.
detriment to many families.
Oh yeah.
Like this is something that wouldn't have existed in their budget before, but now is
Oh, dude.
a chunk.
Bro, the guy who's the best at sussing that out is Dave Ramsey. I listen to him when I pick
What?
up my
What?
daughter.
What's the story?
Because he'll be sitting there talking and they go, "Well, I've got like $64,000 in consumer debt, and then I've got $8,000 in personal debt, and I've got a $9,000 note on my house," and Dave will be like, "So, what assets do you have?" Because most of the time when you take out a loan, you have an asset to
Yeah,
back it up,
yeah.
right? Well, this is all consumer. He's like, wait a minute, what kind of consumer debt?
Yeah, who would approve you for?
Well, and that's what it's personal debt, and he's like, with whom? So, and so you'll find guys on there You know, and Dave will just call it stupid debt now because he's like, I know what you're doing and it's stupid. So yeah, and then we got to clean this up, which means you have to stop doing stupid. You know, so
Do I have to name it for you?
Yeah, he won't do it. I've heard him do it like maybe once or twice with somebody. It was like, that's a habit that you cannot afford. So yeah, and he was like, and it's going to cost you your house, your family, and your future if you keep doing that. And so, and those calls have been more recent, more frequent recently.
This is one of the things that, like, I hadn't considered because when they're talking about like this was like a separate thing where we were comparing like Trump years to Harris years, where they were saying like who has what, and that's one of the things that is a burden on a statistically significant number of families now.
Yeah, I don't know the exact like. It'd be interesting to know exactly how many households have, gambling debt, and if there's actually a breakdown, of it. Because my guess is that it would actually affect like old people,
That's a great question. I don't know the.
I don't know. That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I'm sure that data's out there. I'm sure you could find it. So somebody's got to be studying that because that one's too interesting to leave on the table. So. I don't know. Maybe I'll go poke around a little bit, see what I can find. I'm curious by that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've deposited $100 to start the season.
Yeah.
I haven't had to deposit anything else since.
See, there you go, man. So
it's a win and I've been betting on it.
So if you win like $100, do you take 50 of that and gamble it, or you take all 100 of it and gamble it?
Oh, it's all still.
Yeah, so you just let it flow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's your fun money.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
okay.
that 100 is.
Yeah.
I've still got 400 out there now.
Yeah.
So
that was great.
Yeah.
So,
for week 5, I'm doing good. So I'm pretty happy.
Congratulations.
Yeah. If I can last all season off that $100, dude, that's great.
Yeah. I don't know. There was a thing that I looked at a long time ago. It's like gambling is basically a poor tax. So
Yeah.
Well, that's the lotto too.
Well, it is the lotto, but it's like people who don't have a lot of money gamble a lot more than they should.
Oh yeah,
Because they feel that there's a bigger upside to it, and so. But if you find someone like Jeff Bezos, he'll gamble a shitload of money compared to but it's nothing in terms of his net worth. But so like actually in terms of like you'll have people who are in debt who will gamble before they pay off debt. So, which is absolutely positively the stupidest thing to do. So, because, basically you're taking the chance of increasing your debt with no payout on the other end. Yeah. So,
we have an aunt that sort of lived that lifestyle for the better part of how many years? I guess it's going. How old is she?
Yeah.
It's really going to be that question.
Okay, all right. So sometimes the horse is just going to drink water.
Really, that's kind of to it. And then when you break down to it, it's like that's like all her tombstone is going to say. It's going to be like
she gambled her tombstone away.
Correct.
Yes.
Right.
So there won't be
Here
anything
lies
there.
nothing.
Yeah.
What did she gamble on?
They have casinos out there.
Oh, okay. So she just go to the casino.
Slots.
Slots.
I thought she was a.
Cards.
I thought she was a cards player. I thought she was a blackjack player, perhaps.
Blackjack's got better odds than most of them, man. So.
But
you're not going to win enough. So
you're not going to. No, you're still 2 out of 3. So yeah.
When
1 out of 3.
When you're hoping for the thing that's going to save your world,
that's not good.
Go to slots.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So here's the. So blackjack, I've actually made money off blackjack, right? And but you can also lose all of your money right there because all you have to do is basically double your bet, right? If you go in there with $100 and you actually win, right?
Won't they stop you from doing that after a little while?
If you just double?
Yeah, doesn't there like a table limit?
No, there's
there's
so
table
eventually
limits.
you're going to get fucked by it if you're not in.
Well, usually you're going to hit the limit pretty quick if you go in with $100.
If you start doing that,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And the most I ever won was just somebody had set up a table in a restaurant and we shut them down. Right, we took all their money, but it wasn't. It was just a stroke of luck.
Yeah.
Right. But most of the time, you're going to get people like doubling and because they win a couple in a row, they go ahead and double. They go from 300 to 600 or whatever, and then boom, you lose that.
Yeah, you're done. Yeah.
Because
yeah.
otherwise, I would be like, well, everybody should play blackjack. You'd be cleaning out the house, but it doesn't work that way.
No, I mean they figured that one out a long time. That's why you
Yeah.
have a limit. So
Yeah.
and then you also have the minimum. And statistically, I think those are set up in a way where you can only do that so many times. So I haven't done the math on it in a long time, but
Well, it's just
Gonna get bad cards. so-
here's the thing:
Exactly.
it's going to work against the gambler.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
right.
The times that it's worked out has been like Tom was like, "Hey, actually, we gotta go." Like, oh, but I want. You know what? I understand, right? And
Oh,
you get cut off at that point, and you have a few extra $100. It's like if you'd given me a few more hours, I'd have lost it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I mean,
go over to craps table and lose in 5 minutes.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times I was like, so I was up by this much. How did you do? I'm out $1,000, right? It's like, which means I lost $2,600 or whatever like that. And the funny thing is, it's the people who do well. Typically, they're wealthier because they go in there and they.
Play carefree.
Well, they play carefree, and basically they're gonna, because they're playing carefree, they hit a big win and they stop. Right?
Oh yeah,
I
I'm
was-
good for now.
Yeah,
So-
fucking. I watched Hololivers. They came to the United States, right? They're like, this is the greatest place in the world. We also went to Las Vegas. We came with $5,000. We're leaving with 10. We don't know what we're doing, right? You know, I was like, yeah,
That's
of
awesome.
course. I mean, that is awesome. You know, I was like, this is fantastic. But I mean, yeah, most people.
Once you start making money, you start increasing your wagers, and then it just takes no time for it to go. And you're like,
I've had a
"Wait,
couple
what?"
coworkers over the years got busted by that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
You knew a dude way back when at that TWA that finally hit it big. Though,
Oh
right?
yeah, he finally hit it big. Eventually, he got a huge payout from Cripple Creek. So, but he would go up there every Saturday. So yeah. He got like 2 DUIs. So, he actually got thrown in a halfway house for a little while because he yelled at the judge. So yeah, and they were like, "You're on work release now, dude."
Oh,
He was like, "Well, how am I going to get to work? This is like your problem." You know, so my dad had to go pick him up. You know?
Yes. Wow.
Yeah. So, but no, he did. He had a big payout in Cripple Creek. It was like a couple $100,000. So, yeah.
And this was back in.
Oh
like
no,
the
this
90s,
wasn't that
right?
long ago. So this was after he had retired. He hit it big. He did not hit it big while I worked with him. It was after. So
Was it in the aughts or was it?
probably, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to think about. Like,
Would've been,
how
yeah,
much
like-
money. Yeah.
Yeah, probably like maybe early 10s. So because it was after he'd retired and he
Okay.
was still there when I left. So, a couple more years after that.
Like, that's awesome.
Did look up the odds, and it is exactly even odds
What, blackjack?
for Kamala and Trump.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing. There's no way.
Exact.
They have to be. They have to be fucking. with the
I
bets.
actually think the odds are pretty even. So I think it's about a 50-50. Because it comes down to like 2 states. So and those 2 states are the ones that matter. So
Bro, I have seen. All right, so the same day that I look at predictions, right, I will look at one map that says this is easily like 290, 212 Trump, and I'll look at the other one that says it's not the opposite, but they'll flip around and say like, no, she wins by 4.
yeah, I've seen a couple that are like that, and I've also seen them where they fight over like Maine 1. So,
Yes,
and it's
yes,
just ridiculous,
yes.
man. But I mean, just like realistically, I mean, it basically comes down to 2 states. That's Michigan and Pennsylvania. So
Georgia.
it looks like Trump's going to win Georgia. So I mean,
I just saw a poll that said it was Harris plus 4.
yeah,
but that's he was Trump 5 like the day before.
You got to check which poll it is. So if you actually take a look at the moving average, it's a little bit better. So you got to look at the moving average for those states. Because like YouGov will come out with a poll say that she's up 5. Well, they get fucking paid by Democrats. So the same thing's true. You'll find ones that are like American Freedom Caucus. So it's like, I wonder who pays your checks. Yeah. So doing polls, and so if you actually go to some of the bigger polling sites, they'll tell you who's actually paying for the poll. So So you got to watch for the independent ones where it's just like, no, actually, this one's done by a college.
Yeah, I just have no idea how
It's 2 states, and this is why you see them there. So Donald Trump in the next 30 days will probably spend half of them in Pennsylvania. So as he should, he needs to find every hand that wants to be shaken in Pennsylvania and go do that. So
In which case, Kamala's an idiot because she didn't choose Shapiro.
that's probably going to be the autopsy at the end, because he is like the polling that they do in Pennsylvania. So first of all, it's really hard because like everybody knows it's important. And so, like they answer the phones, and stuff like that. And, they actually do the polling. And so that the actual data is kind of like, it's being self-selected into, so which is really hard to do. But there are some independent polls, and I've changed my mind. They actually do internal polling. So now, because they go and they pay people. So, and they say, hey, we're going to pay a group of 1,000 people, and you're going to sign an NDA, so you're not going to talk about this fucking poll. So, and then you're going to, not take other polls, So, and that's the one where you got to kind of watch, because if the Harris campaign starts getting a little panicky, and they start showing up in Pennsylvania that much, because she's got a lot more states that she's got to go to. So then, yeah, like Arizona, everybody's like, fuck Arizona, it's too far. So yeah, they're like, fuck it. You got to spend 4 hours to fly out there. Ain't got 4 hours.
That goes with Nevada too.
Well, Nevada, yeah, but the thing, and this is the thing that's funny about Nevada, and I've heard this from several analysts, is that the casinos will bus up a shitload of their workers and take them down there, and they will vote blue. So because they get told to. Otherwise, you don't work at the casino no more.
Wow.
Yeah, it's apparently like really mobbed up.
Well, we talked about the mob. The mob is not what it used to be, but
Maybe
I think it still exists.
It might do that, but they have the SEU, the Service Workers Union out there, and those are the people who run all the tables and shit like that. They're part of the union, and that's part of the gaming licenses out there, and so I've seen several guys say they even break it down, and you can take a look at Nevada year after year, okay, where they'll take a look at all the early polling, and all the early voting goes red, and then all of a sudden on one fucking day it goes blue, and that's because they bust everybody down to the polling places. So
Well, all right, just
they even did it in the middle of COVID.
well, speaking of dudes that sound mobbed up, the fucking representative of the Eastern Seaboard.
Oh yeah.
That dude sounds like he's either the most pretend fucking tough guy I've ever seen in my life, or he tries to talk the talk.
He
Who is
sure
this?
does.
The fucking Goomba that is in
He's
charge
older,
of that.
he's got a white goatee and all this stuff. And
What's
he's
he in charge of?
He's the union guy.
for
For
the
what?
dock stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he's just like, let me tell you, fucking guys, this is the story of how it's gonna fucking go, and it's just like
Yeah.
$1 billion every single day, and we're gonna break your backs. I'm like, this dude is either a fucking tryhard or he is the real deal.
He
I
might
do
be the
not
real
know.
deal.
I do not know. There may still be a little bit of mob action going on.
If there's any place you could find it, it would probably be in Longshoreman. So
Right?
If
not, it should be.
that and garbage trucks probably, but yeah, but there was another guy. Who was it? He wanted to fight a senator. It was the same thing. Do you remember that?
What?
It might have been the UAW guy. So.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh,
It was on Twitter. It was high on Twitter back when I was on Twitter.
I can remember something about this, but
It was like, you want to go? Yeah, let's go. And it was like, and Bernie was like, sit the fuck down. You're a senator. So, he was the actual chair of the committee.
Where do you think we are?
Oda. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see him.
I'll have to go check that guy out.
Oh yeah, he's either a fucking joke, like a total joke, or there is something.
I think that's why they chose him, is because he's happy to go on and talk it up a storm. So
it was funny to see. I definitely got a chuckle out of it. It's like, I cannot believe people like this still exist. Yeah.
They're out there, man.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, anyway, just like final thoughts.
For tonight?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll go get on next door.
Wait till you see
Start
one
up
of
some
the,
shit, man.
Wait till you see one of the ones where the dog pees in their yard or something.
I'm gonna be
like
that. No
That's
guy.
happy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
and
be
that's
that,
happened.
that makes a huge chain of. The dog goes outside, it's gonna pee. Keep it out of your lawn, or I build a fence, or do this or that, and
Sorry, there is one other one that starts fight every time, right? Is when a person says, "Hey, I'm looking for Missy. She is a indoor-outdoor cat. Cats are not meant to live outdoor, and it's illegal." Right?
Is it legal?
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Dude, people go fucking nuts as soon as they find out. Oh, you mean you let the cat is out of your sight? It hasn't been. That's the other one that starts fight every single time. Every single time.
Yeah, Ring doesn't have that much drama.
No,
Usually it's like teenagers checking car doors.
There's some of that,
you know,
but-
like stuff like that. But
next door you'll get the chain of.
oh man, yeah, I don't know if I want to pollute my phone with that.
It's so.
I'll see how bored I get. If I can't take if I can't take the war porn this week, I might go for the neighborhood porn. So, you know,
There's just something to the loco ghetto-ness of it that really.
well, and it's
I would not have cared otherwise.
yeah, but it's like suburban ghetto-ness, man. It's weird. So, you know,
Yeah, but at least you know, like, they could be talking about this cornered out there, and you're just like, all right, I got a personal stake in this.
Yeah,
I want to know why this guy selling lemonade on the corner is wrong. Like, you're just like,
yeah. I remember. Yeah, there was a
using artificial sweetener.
there was a crime show once where they always talk about like the like trying to where they're sussing out the people trying to hire a hitman, right?
Oh yeah,
And they always meet at like a Walmart, and they're doing it for like it's for like the price of like one mortgage payment, right? It's like you kill somebody for that, but like as soon as they tell you like this happened at a Colorado Springs Walmart, I'm like, I know where that is.
oh right.
now you're
That happened in my town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Here's my last thought.
All right.
So you remember that the channel that you were talking about a couple of weeks ago about the guy who throws stickers on people's cars when they don't return?
Yeah.
That channel is called Cart Narcs, and he's got 4 episodes here in the Springs, and I had to watch them. Okay.
He did that here.
He did that here. So there was a summer, like 2 summers ago, he went through Colorado. It's in the middle of COVID season, and he's out there at the Walmart down on Platte. So fucking nailing people. Go check it out.
No, he makes me
Nice.
too mad. He makes me too mad.
What's in your neighborhood? So,
You're like, come back.
I can't.
Come back. I
No,
dare
yeah,
you.
yeah. In fact, I think he might have been
can't.
at the Lowe's over here. So, see, the funny thing
It makes
is
me
he's smart
so
enough
mad.
to actually, like, you know, post the episodes about a week after he was actually there.
Yeah.
So, because otherwise he'd be like, oh, fuck, he was in Castle
I'm
Rock
watching this
yesterday.
guy.
So I'm going to be driving around town looking for this motherfucker.
Pat, you can't tell me. You can't tell me that this happened in my town.
It happened in your town, and he's got 3 episodes up there on it. So, all right, I'm Pat.
I will.
I'm Jeff. I'm
Jeff-
fucking
Jeff-
furious.
yeah,
I
just-
hate that guy so much.
End report.